welcome to my channel Rereads. I'm Rhiannon and today I'm wearing blue because it's Autism Awareness Day and also it's day 2 of VEDA, and I thought I'd give you the 101 on Aspergers. So what is Aspergers? For me it's tricky to explain what Aspergers actually is. So I tried to come up with it this morning for this video, and for me it's tricky to explain what it is as it's a whole array of things that goes inside my head. I was only diagnosed at 23, so Asperger's and the effects it will have on are pretty. The effects it will have on me are pretty new. But this is what the National Autistic Society say. Asperger's is a lifelong development disability that affects how people perceive the world and interact with others. And yes, so that's what my version of how I say what Asperger's is, and that's what the National Autistic Society say about Asperger's and what that is. But you don't look like you have Asperger's. I get told this a lot. It's a question that comes a lot. The thing is, not all Asperger's people are the same and they present their symptoms differently. I have high functioning Asperger's. I may look fine on the outside, but on the inside I am not. On the inside I am screaming out and working 110% like a duck. A duck may seem like they're seamlessly swimming on top of the water, but their little legs are paddling along. So that's me. My little legs are paddling along trying to keep up with everybody else. You like being social. I thought Asperger's people like being on their own. Yes, in some cases, some people on the spectrum do like space and friendship, do like space from their friendships and relationships, and they find it overwhelming. Personally, I crave them. I love being with my friends and family a lot. Sometimes I do need space, especially when I have a meltdown, but I love being social. And speaking of meltdowns, what is a meltdown? Isn't it not like a glorified tantrum that 4-year-olds have? No, meltdowns are worse. It's like having all the emotions you're meant to have at once, all coming at you, mixed in with frustration. It can come anytime. Sometimes I know when I will have one, and I will watch a comedy show on Netflix or Doctor Who, and have a hot chocolate and a cup of tea, or I'll go out and have a walk. At the moment I'm finding jogging helpful because it's a bit of mindfulness before my day starts in the morning, or I go jogging in the afternoon. Sometimes I don't know when it's going to hit. Every morning it's scary because every morning I wake up and I don't know what I'm going to be like that day. I could be fine, I could be moody, I could be irritable. I just don't know what that day will bring every time I wake up. I try to talk my feelings out with my support worker or write down in my mental health bullet journal, which I will probably do a video on some point during the month of April. I'm very creative. I don't know where this myth has come from that autistic people are not creative. I know I am very creative. I love making cards and scrapbooking, and I love adult colouring. I find that relaxing to do. I also like photography and making videos on YouTube. Also, there's another myth that autistic and Asperger people are not very good at empathy. I think we are good at empathy. We just show too much empathy, and it is so difficult to pick up on empathy and when to show our empathy at different times. I find it very difficult. For instance, I find it very difficult when a close family member dies and you have to support your parents. Like for instance, when my granddad died, I just had to like support my dad in the way I could manage to support my dad, because I knew it was coming, but it was a shock. And I sometimes don't have the words to say, how can I support you? And what do I want for World Autism Awareness Day? I want understanding and acceptance, especially in work environments, and more support for adults, because there's lots of support for children, but people keep forgetting that those children do eventually grow up to be adults, and there's a lack of adult services and support. There's lots of children, it's fine if you're a child, but if you're an adult like me, there's no support whatsoever. So that was my 101 on Asperger's and day 2 of VEDA, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.